Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola and today is the 5th day of the 12 days of Christmas video series that I am doing. Today it is Thursday, so that means it is Theater Thursday, and I'm very excited because I finally get to sit down and talk about High School Musical, the series, season 3. Maybe a week after season 2 ends. And it's about some of the cast going to Camp Shallow Lake, which is where EJ and Nini got together in the first season. They are putting on Frozen, and there are quite a few plot lines. We have Nini's choice, whether she stays in Salt Lake or she goes to California. We have EJ and Gina's relationship, and there's trouble in paradise. We have a love triangle involving Ricky, because who else would it involve? We have Ashlyn questioning her sexuality. We have Courtney dealing with her anxiety. We have Jet and Maddox, who are going through their own sibling complex dynamic there. We have the putting on Frozen, that's kind of like the driving force. And we have the filming of the documentary. So like I said, quite a few plot lines and quite a few new characters. So the way that this review is gonna work is I'm gonna talk about how I felt about each plot line, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the songs, which is something very similar to what I did last year with Nene. So the first plot line we have is about Nini, whether she stays or she leaves. And I liked it. Like, we had like 3 episodes of it, so I like that it wasn't overwhelming. And I'm not gonna lie, I really loved Nini's character, but in season 2, she was starting to bore me, and you could tell that Olivia Rodrigo was getting bored too. Speaking of the plotline itself, like I said, I love that it wasn't overwhelming, and I really enjoyed that she came back to see the show and to support Courtney. We love a supportive best friend. I didn't love that she left without saying goodbye. That was kind of shitty, and I don't understand why they didn't write like a goodbye, like a proper goodbye in the show. I feel like if they had tweaked a few things, it would have been possible. Next up, we have EJ and Gina's trouble in paradise. Ooh, I love me a good miscommunication thing in teenage relationships. I feel like that is very true, at least to my own experience as a teenager, and it is angsty and it made me sad. And in case you don't know, I was not a huge EJ and Gina fan. I was much more on the ship where Gina and Ashlyn got together. So I was trying not to get myself too excited about EJ and Gina, but they have a lot of chemistry and they are cute and they are sweet. And I feel like this season really showed what great of a couple they could have been. And I love that it was not just about the miscommunication, but that it was also about the external factors that EJ had going on. The third plot line we have is the love triangle, of which Ricky is a part, because who else would it be? And of course, yes, you guessed it, it also involves Gina and EJ. So basically, if you don't remember, in season 2, Gina was sort of crushing on Ricky, but Ricky was obviously very much in love with Nini, and EJ was crushing hardcore on Gina. And at the end of the season, Gina and EJ get together, Ricky and Nini break up, and there was the situation with the chocolates, because on Valentine's Day, I believe, Gina gets a box of chocolates and she thinks they're from Ricky, and so she texts him and she says, "Hey, thank you for the chocolates." And literally a minute later, she gets her mom's text that says, "Hey, did you like my present? I sent you some chocolates." And Gina is like, she wants the earth to swallow her alive. And I can relate. So things are kind of awkward, kind of rocky, and obviously EJ knows that Ricky has feelings for Gina, because why not? They obviously have a type. It is very exciting. I was not expecting it to be as exciting and as thrilling as it was, but I had a lot of fun with this plotline. I love the chemistry that is between them, and I love sort of the animosity that Ricky and EJ have towards each other, because it's like they're trying to be friends but they know they can't be. Next up, we have my favorite plot line of all, and it is Ashlyn questioning her sexuality. And I love that it starts because she doesn't know that she was a Leo rising. She thinks she's a Capricorn rising, but it turns out she is actually a Leo rising, and so that sort of like shatters her world, and she's going through a lot because not only does she realize that she's not a Capricorn rising, but she was also cast in the ensemble, which was something she was not expecting because she played the lead in season 2, and she, she misses her boyfriend and she's far from home, and so there's a lot of feelings there. Oh my god, she made me cry. Her song was amazing. We'll get to that in a bit. And I love that it was kind of slow and just sort of naturally and organically happening. It spoke to me and it made me cry. It was amazing. The next plotline is about Courtney's anxiety, and honestly, I really wish that they would have focused a lot more on her than they did with anything else. I mean, she is cast as Elsa, for God's sakes. She is cast as Elsa, and you gave her minimal screen time. Do you realize how just incorrect that is? That is just so unacceptable in my opinion, and we really could have gotten so much more out of it than what we did. I feel like this season overall felt like they were just sort of writing as they went, and then the show came out. As opposed to really planning where the show was headed or where the characters were headed. And so really it was a bummer to see that the main character, aka Elsa, aka Courtney, was not given the opportunity to really shine. I'm very mad about that. Next up, we have Jet and Maddox, who are working things out. Basically, they are siblings, but nobody knows they're siblings for some reason. Something happened that was very, very shitty, and Maddox is very, very mad at Jet, understandably so, and Jet is sort of like brushing it off as though it was just an honest but very easily repairable mistake, which it is not. And that is one thing that I am going to criticize every single show and every single movie for the rest of my days. Outing someone, even if on accident, is not something to take lightly, and I don't think it is easily fixable with winning the color war as they did in the show, with singing karaoke with them. Like, outing is traumatic. They treat outing or just like coming out of the closet like it's no big deal, and it is not a big deal. And I wish people would know that it should be taken a lot more seriously. Second to last, we have obviously the putting on Frozen. Elsa is being played by Courtney. Anna is being played by Gina. Perfect cast. Can it get any better? No, it cannot. It was that high. Solid choices, honestly. Thank you, High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 3. Hans is being played by Jet, and Kristoff is being played by Ricky, and Olaf is getting played by Carlos. I feel like seasons 1 and 2 focus a lot more on putting on the show than this one did. I feel like this one was just like, oh, casting is up, let's rehearse the songs, but also we have camp traditions. You have to set up the world so that people know what it's like to be at Shallow Lake, but we only have 8 episodes, and each episode is like 30 minutes long, and we have all this character development that these characters have to go through, and we have these plot lines, and we added a couple of new characters, and it's just too much that we didn't really get to focus on Frozen. And I think that is one of the main reasons why the show really was not giving me what it needed to give me. And finally, and I would say most importantly, it is the filming of a documentary. So this season went like really, really, really meta, and they decided that it would be a good idea to have Corbin Bleu as sort of like the host of a documentary about the kids at Shallow Lake putting on Frozen. I feel like they should have honed in on it a lot more. I feel like if they were gonna go for it, they should have just gone for it. I feel like it would have been much better if it started at sort of like the end. So the last episode is the premiere of the documentary. I wish it would have started with them like fighting each other and being like, you said this about me and you said that about me and it is only the first episode, and there is already so much drama that they are like, what the fuck, what did they do to our little show? We used to love each other so much, what happened to us? And then sort of go back to where it all began and have it be the real campers of Shallow Lake as they established in, I think, episode 4, maybe episode 5, which I feel like should have been episode 2. I really, really struggled with this season. I feel like it started off well, but it just derailed into something that was just a little hard to follow and also like not focused in the slightest. I feel like it left a lot to be desired, at least to me. And like I said in that episode of The Real Campers of Shallow Lake, where they get cast as like the instigator, the judgy one, the one with the catchphrase, the jilted eggs and all of that, I feel like they would have done an incredible job of the people talk about it right now. People say that they don't know what they do for content and what they do for fun. So I wish they really would have driven the point home with these kids who are very easily manipulated into doing whatever the big industry people want out of them for the fame. Because, I mean, the kids have it. EJ has it because of his dad. Ashlyn has it because she played the lead in the last musical. Courtney might have it because she's just getting the musical theater bug in her body. Gina has it because she's been overly ambitious since the first season. I feel like they could have actually done something a lot more interesting with this reality show / documentary thing. So anyway, let's move on to the songs. So I have 5 categories. The first one is High School Musical and Camp Rock covers. The second one is Frozen. The third one is Angsty Teenagers. The fourth one is Camp. And the fifth one is That One Other Song that Corbin Bleu sings. We begin with What Time Is It / Start the Party mashup. This was a lot of fun. I love that it was sort of like a road trip thing, and it's just a really great way to kick off the show. The next one on the list is Fabulous, and I love this song. I love the way that they sort of rearranged it to be a little bit more like tropical. Is that the right genre? I love Carlos. He is the best, and I love how much of a Sharpay he is. Next up, we have It's On. That one is from Camp Rock, and I'll be honest, I dislike this song. I understand that it needed to be added because of that Camp Shallow Lake thing, and we really had to focus in on the fact that they were at camp, but I still don't like it. This Is Me. This one was sung by the girl who plays Little Anna, and it was good. This is one of the only songs in Camp Rock that I like, and I like that it was her singing it. I love the bit of her looking up at the kids, the High School Musical, the series original cast, and how she looks at them like they're role models. I thought it was very wholesome. And finally, on this list, we have Every Day. It is arguably my favorite song from High School Musical 2, and I like how it turned out well enough. All right, second category, Frozen songs. First up, we start with the audition songs, which is Do You Want to Build a Snowman and For the First Time in Forever. I love audition moments in musical movies. They are some of my favorite scenes, and it's just really fun to see how everyone interprets the roles differently. Next up, we have For the First Time in Forever, sung only by Adrian Lyle, who plays Jet. And he sings, and beautifully so. You can tell he warmed up, and you can tell he really needs the community. Next up, we have Love is an Open Door. It is sung by EJ and Gina. In the context of the show, I think they were just looking for an excuse for EJ to sing, because he sang the one other song that was about camp, and then not much else. So I'm very happy that it happened, but I still don't love the way that it worked in the context of the show. That being said, like I said, I didn't really ship these two together, but after the song, I really started to see it, and I was really rooting for them. Next up, we have A Little Bit of You, which is one of the new songs that they added for the Frozen show, and it is between Anna and Elsa, and it's about them building Olaf, and it is such a wholesome song. I don't have many other thoughts. Next up, we have my favorite duet, and it is What Do You Know About Love. This is an Anna and Christoph song, and it is another added song. I believe it's before they go off and look for Elsa, and it is sung obviously by Ricky and Gina, and it was so risque in my opinion. Like, they were flirting hardcore on that song, like especially Gina, because you can tell she's motivated by pettiness, and I love her for that. And she was like, oh hell yeah, I will make EJ upset, watch me. And she understood the assignment, and she just A plus 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 plus. Amazing, phenomenal, a great performance of a great song. In Summer, this is Olaf's song, and Carlos really made it his own. I think In Summer is very fun, and I enjoy the hell out of it. Let It Go. I mean, Courtney finally got a chance to shine as Elsa, and she did all of the tricks, and she looked beautiful in that blue dress and with the braid. My heart has never been happier. I love Courtney. I need her to be the center of attention in High School Musical, the musical this year, season 4. Christoph Lullaby. This is the What Do You Know About Love sort of acoustic version in Christoph's like angsty, like, oh no, I'm falling in love with you, what's going on moment. And it is so good. I mean, Joshua Bassett is one hell of an actor. I feel everything he's singing. I feel everything he's saying as Ricky. And I couldn't be happier with the way this song turned out. That What Do I Know About Love? You're What I Know About Love. Huh? Straight through my heart. Amazing. The third category is camp. There are 2 camp songs. The first one is Shallow Lake. It is sung by Maddox. And it is fun. I love that it starts kind of slow and then it goes fast and everybody joins in. It is such a fun moment, and it really sort of had me in the camp universe. The second song is the Ballad of Susan Fine. This one was sung by EJ, and it was kind of a cozy song for a little bit of a horror / ghost story, but I enjoyed it well enough. Then we have the one other song that Corbin Bleu sings in, and it is called A Different Way to Dance. He sings it with Sophia Wiley. I just need to say that I need more of these 2 triple threats. Just the skills, the abilities, the talent. Oh my god. Oh my god. And finally, we have the angsty songs. We have, I think, 6, maybe 7 of them, and we start with Finally Free. This one is sung by Ricky. I believe it was written by Joshua Bassett as well, and it is so good and angsty and so like liberating. And I love Joshua's voice, and I wrote down my favorite lyric of each of these songs. And for Finally Free, it is, I'm never going back to who I've been. I'm never going back to way back when. I'm taking my time, won't be defined by who I was back then. Balance. This one is sung by Sophia Wiley, aka Gina. And first of all, she can do absolutely no wrong. It is angsty and confident, and I love that about it. And my favorite lyric is, I can do the most, then go through the motions. I can be this or that, no matter what. It's gonna be explosive. And maybe before I was only half of me, but now I'm trusting my instincts and I'm loving what I see. The third song is You Never Know. This one is sung by Nini. And I don't know if Olivia Rodrigo wrote this or co-wrote this as well, but it would be rad if she did. And this, I feel like, is a much more like personal and emotional version of Finally Free. And I love that it's about Nini sort of finding her footing but not being scared of what she might find. And my favorite lyric is, you never know what place you're gonna end up, even better than you dreamt of, right where you're meant to go. Next up, we have Rising. This one is sung by Ashlyn, and she is my favorite. She really became my favorite character in this third season. And this song is so good. It's about her sort of struggling to see where she is, but again, knowing that she is meant for greatness. And my favorite lyric is the one in the beginning. It says, who am I when who I am is changing? And who am I when I'm not in my head? I'm following the signs. Where will they take me? Will my future self and I be friends? Next up, we have Right Place. This one is sung by Jet, and I love the way he sings. I think we've established that. He sings like an angel, and I love the sibling montage that they had going on. I really love complex sibling dynamics, but I really struggle to see how my heart is in the right place, but you accidentally outed your sister, and I don't think I ever heard him say the words, I'm sorry. And finally, on the angsty song list, we have Here I Come. This is Courtney's song, and I love her voice. I love to hear her sing. My favorite lyric is, because I see myself, but can I have learned to save the air? I believe the voice is saying, you're not alone. Always wants it to be perfect. You're not alone, but the page is turned. This show holds a very special place in my heart. So I hope season 4 is a lot better. I hope Courtney gets the flowers that she deserves. I hope she becomes the main character along with Gina and Ashlyn. Alrighty, so that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 3. If you liked it, if you were meh, if you hated it. I want to know everything. If you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.